Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to another coffee chat, live Q&A with me, Flo, and Bre. Today, it's actually not a coffee chat. It's more of a coca tea chat. So we're having our coca tea here. We're dialing in from Peru, from Cusco. Cheers.
Cheers.
And cheers to you. Welcome. Happy Sunday.
Thank you for joining us. Sorry we're a few minutes late.
It's always a lot to set everything up and to test everything and to get everything going. But we are all here now, and I think more people will dial in as they get notification that we are live now. So we're going to go through a couple of questions that hopefully come in from you guys. Usually there's hundreds of questions in a Q&A session like this. So we upfront have to tell you we cannot get to all the questions, but just here on the side, on the right side of your screen, at least on desktop it looks like this. Just put your question in there, and we will go through the questions that are related to yoga or to our channel or to the practice or to something like this. We'll go through them, but again, we cannot promise to get through all of them. It's impossible because we want to keep this about 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes or 45 max. And that's not enough time for all the questions.
Yes. So thank you everyone that already jumped in, and it looks like you're all already saying hello and saying where you're from. That's amazing. All over the place. Chile, Canada, Sweden, France, Tanzania, San Jose.
Which one, California or Costa Rica?
California.
Great.
Yeah, really beautiful. So if you're interested, feel free to drop in where you're dialing in from. It's always amazing to see this global community jump in all together. So maybe we'll, feel free at any point to type any questions that you have. But maybe we can just start off by giving you a quick update, because we haven't actually gone live since December. So it's been quite some time.
Yeah, before we start, so if you see us here on the looking down to the screens, we have a tablet here to test everything, and we can also then go through the questions easier.
Yep.
And Bre also has her laptop there and also goes through the questions, and so we just monitor everything. So if you're looking down, we're not
ignoring you.
We're actually paying more attention to you, although we're not looking straight at you.
Yes.
Like Bre said, the last live stream was a couple of months ago in Costa Rica, I think right before Christmas.
Yep.
And New Year's. And so it's been a couple of months.
Yeah.
However, we have to mention that we go on Patreon live every month. So every single month on Patreon, we do something like this, where we answer your questions and we go live and hopefully can provide some more insights.
Yes. So given that, what have we been doing the last few months?
Well, since Costa Rica, yeah.
Since Costa Rica, yeah. We flew to Ecuador because we're hosting our yoga retreat there for New Year's this coming year. And we wanted to scope out the venue and meet the team. And also it was my first time in South America, but both of our first time in Ecuador. So we just wanted to drop in and get the vibe for the country. We were only planning on being there for a few weeks or a month or so. One was to scope out the venue, meet the people, and another we did attend a plant medicine retreat at the end of January, which was amazing. So once we were there for a month, we actually just loved everything about Ecuador, and we ended up staying for the month of February. We booked an Airbnb and we did a work sprint. So we filmed almost 50 classes for both YouTube and Patreon and worked really hard. We're launching a couple of new projects and announcements later this summer, which we're really excited about. So we worked a lot on that. February was basically just a hard-working month for us. We didn't really explore. We didn't see much. We were only 5 minutes from the beach, and we only went a few times. So it was a lot of work. But then March rolled around, and we were again trying to decide where to go and what to do. And at that point, we had bought a motorcycle. And we were like, let's go scope out more of Ecuador. Let's just stay here for one more month and go see what Ecuador has to offer. So we hopped on the motorcycle. Maybe you follow us on Instagram, so you were able to see our daily updates of that crazy 3-week adventure. We went all the way from the ocean up over the Andes Mountains and dropped into the Amazon and went and scoped out the Amazon and then took the motorcycle all the way back to the coast. So it was a very long 3 weeks, 2,000 kilometers, and we saw a lot, and it was amazing.
But only a small part of Ecuador. Although
Yeah.
it's a small country, we did not see everything, of course. I mean, you can never see everything, really. Even in the country that you live and you have lived for 20 years, you have not seen everything.
Yeah. But
it was
saw
an amazing time. Yeah, we saw so much, and it was also very nice adventure. It was really an adventure being in the mountains, in the cold, in the rain. We got super wet, and then were in the sun again. Beautiful landscapes, and it just has so much to offer. This beautiful country of Ecuador. If you have not been, highly recommend you go. There's not so much hype about it as, for example, like Bali or Thailand. You don't see tons of people posting about it and going there, but there is a good amount of travelers and a lot of connection to nature. People are very connected, very kind, very peaceful, very open. So very open to travelers, especially if you try to speak Spanish and our Spanish is very broken, so we just try a little bit and get by. And people are just happy that you're trying, that you're visiting. It was a fantastic time.
Yeah.
Amazing. Definitely not our last time. Of course, we'll come back for the retreat in December that we are teaching there. And over 30 of you guys are coming with us to Ecuador to have a magical week together there.
And ring in the new year.
Ring in the new year as well. And we'll be back many times for sure.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, we loved it. So many different climates, and from snow-capped mountains and volcanoes to caves and waterfalls and the Amazon and the jungle and the ocean. It was actually just unbelievable, all the different landscapes that we were able to see. And we reduced everything that we own, which is already not that much, just 2 backpacks. And we reduced it down to 1 backpack. So we had one with all of our filming equipment, the drone, the cameras, everything. And then Flo also had a backpack, a smaller backpack on his chest. And that had like our laptops and more important, camera gear and stuff. So both of our clothing were just in a container about, I don't know, this big. So it was just a couple pairs of underwear, a couple pants, a couple shirts, and then our jackets and coats. So I think that's the smallest amount of things I've ever traveled with for 3 weeks. That was crazy. Definitely got cold at some points going over the Andes Mountains, and especially on the motorcycle. It was a little scary, super foggy at some times and raining. There was also a landslide in the Andes Mountains, so we got stuck in this tiny little mountain town for a few days. And they were clearing out this massive landslide with just like one crane for a while.
It was an adventure, absolutely.
Yeah.
We are publishing a vlog about the Ecuador adventures and the time in Ecuador. We will have a short version and also an extended version coming out within the next month, I think, in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, so we'll do the short version here on YouTube, and then we'll do the extended version. Will only be posted on Patreon. So
stay tuned for more.
Yeah, you can at least get a glimpse of that.
Yeah.
So then kind of fast forward, we'll wrap up this and then we'll get to some questions. We were about halfway through our road trip, and then Peru announced that they were opening their borders. So we decided to hop on a flight and come over to Peru. So we've been in Peru for a month now, basically the whole month of April. And the first 2 weeks we spent in Lima, again, during a 2-week work sprint. So we just filmed a lot, did a lot of computer work. And then 1 week ago or so, we took a bus trip that lasted about a week, and we made stops along the way and a couple overnights, and took us about 5 or 6 days to make our way to Cusco. And we are here in Cusco now.
We're now in Cusco, dialing in from this hotel room that we are in right now.
Yep.
Beautiful background, as you can see, so very stylish. We love it. And
we're here for a whole week.
Here for a whole week, yes. We did Machu Picchu this week. The full Inca trail that is 4 days of hiking is currently closed according to our guide, to protect the
locals.
The locals that live in the mountains that you walk past. And we did something called the short Inca trail, which is only a 1 full day hike, and then the next day you go into the city of Machu Picchu and explore. So that's what we did. We were gone for 2 days and did that. The hike was amazing. The city is absolutely fantastic to visit. Almost no people there, no people on the hike. We are also publishing a vlog about our Machu Picchu experience. In general, we have a lot more vlogs coming. They're currently in the editing process and they will come very soon. So you get also more of a glimpse of what we do when we travel or just day-to-day stuff and not just classes. So for the next months, maybe for the rest of the year, we're gonna publish more vlogs. The elevation here in Cusco is pretty intense. I think it's 11,000 feet.
Yeah.
I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's very high. And so we're constantly out of breath. We have been here for almost a week and still have not adjusted. We just walk the stairs or do our practice and we're just out of breath because the oxygen and the air is so thin. The heart is beating more and you're breathing more. So it's actually quite intense and it triggers all kinds of things in your body that make you feel like you're a little bit sick, but it's just from the elevation. So it's quite interesting to experience and we're still adjusting. And one of the remedies that apparently help with the altitude sickness and dealing with all of that is coca tea with coca leaves. And so we are having a delicious coca tea and we're eating coca leaves basically all day.
Still trying to acclimate. Yeah. And when we hiked Machu Picchu a couple days ago, just going up so many stairs, I had such a hard time breathing through my nose. So I ended up breathing through my mouth because I was just like heaving. It's like I was carrying like 100-pound pack on my back and I wasn't. I don't even think I carried a backpack. Oh yeah, I did.
You did, yes.
But I wasn't 100 pounds. So my throat is so destroyed now. I can barely talk just because of the altitude. So we're getting used to that, but it's all good. Cusco's been amazing. It's a really beautiful city. So we're excited to get out and explore more. In a couple days, tomorrow, we're hiking to Rainbow Mountain. So we'll see, again, something new. Mm-hmm. And then, a couple days to come back to the hotel and work. Yeah.
So these are some updates from us. We give you more detailed updates on our Patreon live streams and every month, so we don't have to do it so long. It's already been like 10 minutes. Of talking about us. We want to now also get to your questions. And should we just jump in?
Yep.
Should I go to some questions or do you have something?
I'll just go to the first one. Have you guys ever been to Canada? And if not, is that something you're interested in going? We have never been to Canada together. Have you ever been to Canada? Actually. Okay. Well, it was for work a few years ago in Montreal and Waterloo. So we have been to Canada, but it was also for work. So we didn't get to explore much. But we do want to go back and definitely go see Banff and some other parts of Canada. It's massive and beautiful. So someday we'll go, but we don't have it on the roadmap right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll just go through a little bit. Well, thanks everyone for telling where you're from and checking in. And of course, thank you for practicing with us. A lot of you are very loyal subscribers and practitioners and have been practicing with us for a while. Thank you for doing that. If you're new to the channel and to our classes, thank you for that as well. And if you are supporting us on Patreon, then a huge thank you to you. Thank you. Because this is ultimately what keeps everything going, what keeps Breathe and Flow going and growing.
Yep.
So thank you so much for your monthly contributions to make all of this work, to go to places, to explore, to teach, to travel, to get the equipment, to further our education, to do more teacher trainings. And we have very big plans with Breathe and Flow. And so you are helping us to reach those over the months and years.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And even if you're not on Patreon yet, we also want to remind you that we just really appreciate your support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing this practice, for working on the mind and the body. And just by doing that alone, you're already helping the world so much. And we're just honored to have you guys here with us.
Someone asked about this ring, if that's an aura ring. Maybe I'll cover that real quick. Yes, it is. It's a wearable and it's tracking kind of your health parameters, and it really helps with for me at least, for recovery, to really see how my sleep is, how the sleep stages are, where I can do little improvements. And I find it absolutely helpful, especially for the recovery part. And if you try out different things in your schedule, in your routine, you can kind of see, in addition to how you're feeling, you can really see the data, what's happening with your body. So amazing stuff. We're not sponsored by them, so
we just like it.
We just love it. Yeah, Aura,
Yeah.
Oura, Aura
Yep.
ring.
And if they come out with a rose gold one, then I will get one. But until then,
they're very bulky in the design, so not
Yeah.
really designed for like people
Smaller hands.
with smaller hands and
Yeah.
matching your jewelry or something, whatever is important.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
I have a good question.
Yeah.
Someone asked, is yoga a good exercise avenue to lose weight? So we will start by saying that weight is not something that we focus on.
Or looks in general.
We're more focused on the health and the happiness and the peace that you feel in your body. So we're never driving our classes or our philosophy towards losing weight or becoming a certain weight in your body. What's ultimately more important is that you feel healthy and that you feel happy. So with that being said, if you are trying to lose weight, then yes, absolutely, yoga can help with that in a few different ways. One is if you do classes that are strength training, then you can get your heart rate up. It's good cardio. But two is that once you take a yoga class and you go through this entire practice for maybe half hour or an hour of working on your body, on working on your mind, on your breath, you get done with your meditation and you just feel so grateful for the temple that you're in, that you're more likely to get off the mat and go eat something that's healthy than you are to get off the mat and immediately go and eat something that maybe isn't so good for you. So I think yoga automatically starts to make you pay a little bit more attention to what you're putting in your body and how you're consuming and how you're treating your body. So I think for that, you can make a lot more healthy choices just because you are more aware of what's going on in your body and you're more intuitive with what's going on in the body. But secondly, outside of yoga, I think even what would help more with that is switching to a plant-based diet and switching to or introducing or starting intermittent fasting. So both Flo and I have been plant-based and do intermittent fasting for the past 5 years or so. And we have a whole description and a write-up and everything with all the information on our website. So if you head over to our website, all the links for everything that we're talking about is probably on our website. So that will be in the description below. So you can head there and then you can check out offerings and go to diet. And then it'll explain everything that we have about plant-based and fasting.
So I see a couple questions rolling in about very individual injuries and things with your body and my knees and my spine and what helps with this and that and how do I recover from this and that. So we're not going to go into any of this. We cannot diagnose anything over a video, over a comment, over a message. We're also not doctors. If we saw your body, we could probably give you some tips, but we always refer out and refer you with those specific questions to, for example, our sports chiropractor, or what we highly recommend is doing or seeking a structural integration therapist. You can just Google the words anatomy trains or Rolfing, and then you can find a provider near you and go to them. They are extremely intelligent about the body and how it works and how it moves, and guaranteed they can help you. So with any of your specific questions, we refer you to those professionals.
Yeah. And if you do want the direct links, also on our website, if you go to offerings and then go to FAQ, frequently asked questions, there is one in there that talks about injuries and has direct links to people. So that can also help.
Someone asked where we got our mandala tattoos in. Our tattoos we got in many places all over the world. So it's not just one specific country. For example, my sleeve was done most of the sleeve was done in San Francisco, so California. You ask for the country, that's the US. And a part of it was done in Mexico and another part in Germany. And same for Bre, since we have also many matching tattoos. We got many tattoos while we were traveling. So they're actually from all over the place.
Yeah.
Many countries all over the world.
Yeah.
And we still have lots of space, so we're getting more for sure. What do you think about Ayurveda in combination with yoga? Basically, I would say yoga is part of Ayurveda, and Ayurveda is part of yoga. They are very interlinked traditionally. So we think it's a good thing to look into Ayurveda and take the things you need that work for you from this very ancient healing system, healing practice, the practice of nature and being more in tune with nature. That's basically the goal. And so there's definitely lots of good things to take from Ayurveda and integrate into your modern life. Maybe you have a question?
Yeah, one of them is, are you ever going to teach yoga classes in German?
I thought that one too.
And I get that question a lot on our Instagram, and also when people email us, they're like, please do classes in German.
And then they write that email in English, right?
All right.
So
it's because they know I answer the emails. It's great.
No, we will not teach. I will not teach any classes in German. That's not part of our strategy. We also really limit us, if we teach in German, to a very small audience of German-speaking people or German-speaking population. So we will keep everything in English. We will keep the classes in English, the posts in English, and all the live events will also be taught always in English. Of course, if you're there in a live event and you want to speak in German, of course we do, but I'm not going to teach in German since it's just very limiting.
Didn't you also say it's kind of weird to
Also, it's actually very hard for me to teach in German because I actually learned everything I know about yoga in English. And I also speak English most of the time. I read everything in English. I actually rarely speak German anymore unless I talk to my family in Germany or so, every other week or something. But I actually don't speak much German anymore. So it's kind of strange to translate those things that I know from English into German. It somehow feels weird. So not going to happen anything in German anytime soon.
Sorry. My German is terrible, so you can't expect that from me. I think my Spanish is now better than my German. It's kind of sad. Yes. How often do you play the Rav drum? I got mine 3 years ago, and I play it every day. That's amazing, Hattie, that you also have a Rav drum. How fun. And I'm sure you're incredible at it now after playing it almost every day for 3 years. We did not play it that often, to be honest. Probably, I don't know, once a week, or we would do it a few nights in a row and then not play it for a week or two. But actually last month we ended up donating and gifting our Rav drum to our shaman in Ecuador because during the ceremonies he plays several different instruments. And one night when we were sitting there, one of our last evenings there, we were kind of passing around the instruments and the drums and just singing and, hanging out and playing whatever. And the drum got passed to him and he started playing, and it sounded like he had been playing for 20 years and he'd only done it a couple of times. And we were just blown away. I was like, wow, he is so good at that. So we decided to gift our drum to him. Because he's really good at playing it, and it really brought him a lot of joy to play it. He was just smiling the whole time, and the music was like moving through him, and it was just beautiful to witness. So we gifted it to him.
We got a new one, which we will receive in like a month or so, and then we'll play again more. We play it when it feels right. We don't have an everyday schedule of playing the instruments. We just play as often as we want, and also as often as feels good. Someone asked about how did you end up with Vinyasa and why not Hatha? Can you tell pros and cons about both? Well, this is the Vinyasa part of the movement part of the practice. The asana practice is where the biggest difference is. Of course, all the different yoga styles and lineages all lead to the same, which is yoga, wholeness, reminding you that you are whole and reminding you who you truly are. And so this is more focused on the movement part of the practice. I actually did my very first teacher training in very traditional Hatha yoga in India. And then I did additional Vinyasa teacher trainings after that, very similar with Bre. And so we actually have the background and the certifications in both. And we, for us, just think that Vinyasa is a more modern style of movement practice, it's also more beneficial and safe for the body, especially if you add functional movement and mobility things like we do in our classes. It's just a lot more beneficial to the body. The approach is a lot more modern, meaning making the pose or the movements fit for your body and not trying to fit your body into a certain pose, which always leads to injuries over time. Eventually. And this is basically a very strong approach in Hatha, is you make and the Ashtanga too, even more there. You try to fit your body into one specific pose, and then you expect that 8 billion people fit their body into this certain shape. Of course, injury is the result. And so we don't believe in this approach, and we also feel best with a flow practice and integrating all the things that we specialized in into a nice, well-rounded flow as you experience them here on YouTube and on Patreon. With this, someone asked for longer classes, and longer classes are only available on Patreon. So if you're looking for the 60-minute class, the 75-minute, 90-minute, however long you want it, we have many different offerings on Patreon. Patreon is the platform to go to get access to those long classes that are at least 60 minutes long.
Yeah.
Here on YouTube, there will be always shorter classes, around 30 minutes. Yeah, sometimes there's a 45-minute class a bit longer. Maybe even once in a while as a little gift, like a 50-minute class or something. But we're focusing more on around 30 minutes on YouTube, and then it starts at 1 hour on Patreon.
Yeah, exactly. And on Patreon, we already have over 20 classes there. So you can jump in, explore it around. Starts at $5 a month. So it's enough for you to jump in and try out some classes, no obligation to stay, but then you can also explore what it's like to do a full 120-minute class. And we've even been talking about doing a 3-hour master class on there. So that might be fun too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, there's some more questions I see about diet and protein intake and building muscle and all this kind of stuff. And we refer you again to our website. We have a website. We link it below. If you have not seen it yet, we talk extensively about our diet, what we eat, protein sources, fasting. We also link to many documentaries and very good books on the topic. So at this point, we can just only refer you to the website, since we set this all up and put this all in place so that we don't have to talk about it every time. You can just check the website and then get all the information there.
Yeah. And so if you are concerned about protein and protein is your thing that you're continuing to focus on, I recommend listening to the audiobook or reading the book called Protein-aholic.
Yeah.
And that will break down a lot of the science around protein and the myths of protein.
Okay, you have a question? I'm just scrolling through the questions right now, or through the comments.
Yeah, someone asked, can you guys recommend how to do a yoga week routine? And if you want to do vinyasa and yin throughout the week, love you. We love you too. Thank you for the comment. And it's amazing that you want to create a consistent practice and a daily routine. That's perfect. And that's always what we recommend as well. We also answer this question on our website under our FAQ. But usually we just recommend that people start with one of the programs. It's the best way to start doing a consistent practice and keep up with it daily. So we have two yoga programs. One is called Embark. So that's the 7-day beginner program. And the other one is called Ignite. And that's a 28-day yoga program. So Embark is for beginner level and Ignite is an all levels practice, I would say. And then you can just repeat those programs as much as you'd like. And that way you don't have to go through the channel and try to dig through and see what class to do that day. I would say just do the programs for now. And if you want to take it up a notch and also add some more heat to your practice, then you can add in also our program called Pulse. And that's our high intensity interval training. And also we have our meditation program. So if you want to dive deeper into meditation, you can also add in that program. So you can kind of pair them all together, and then you don't have to be looking around our channel to figure out what class you want to take. But beyond that, you can also use the magnifying glass on our channel. So once you're there and you click the magnifying glass, you can type in anything. And we also have, for anything, I mean like back pain, wrist release, lower body, upper body strength, like just about anything that you're looking for, you can just type it in and there will probably be a class for it because there's almost 300, I think 300 classes now. And then we also have the playlist tab. So click the playlist and then from there we have 10 different categories of videos that you can search for too. So hopefully that helps. There's more details on the website under breatheandflow.org/FAQ.
Someone noticed that our style has changed over the past 2 years, and we hope so, because we hope we are not staying stagnant.
Yeah.
Anything that is stagnant and is not flowing is always a recipe for something not so good. Not disaster, but energy has to flow. Things have to change, and change is the only constant in the universe as we know. I think I actually disagree with this. I think we're still very strength oriented, and we actually have picked up the strength focus a little bit more, but we have combined it even more with the mindfulness aspect and the journey to the heart and to your true self with our class, with our practice. So we increase a little bit the strength, but also the mindfulness and the internal practice of yoga in our videos. And we will also continue. Our classes will actually get stronger. We will teach even more stronger classes, coupled nicely even more with the mindfulness and internal aspect of the practice.
Yeah. And also if you already find our classes to maybe not be strong and you're just going through it and you're not even sweating, even though it might be called advanced yoga or super strong yoga or whatever we titled the video as, we also want you to remain humble and to understand that even if you come into a practice where maybe holding a plank for 1 minute is super easy for you, then you have the opportunity to start doing 20 or 30 push-ups while you're waiting, while we're holding that plank. And that's also okay. Not everything has to bring you to a space of sweating in order to build strength in your practice. Also those strong holds where you're just holding and you're breathing. If your mind is going crazy and you're like, why are they not working harder? Why is this so easy? Why blah, 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 blah. That's your practice right there. Like your practice is now making a plank pose become a meditation. And how can you listen to that voice in your head and get it to calm down a little bit more? So no matter what class you're taking and how much movement you're doing or this and that, there's always room to grow. There's always room to become present and to step into the present moment. So
let's all remind us that yoga is an internal practice, and we're not here for a workout or for anything. We're here to come closer to the heart and to find out, remind ourselves who we are, what we're here for on this earth to do. And so you can meditate in your plank if it's not hard enough, and go within. Let's all remind us that it's an internal practice and not a workout.
Yes.
Okay, a couple more questions. Where are you guys home-based? We have no home. We currently travel full-time. We sold everything. We quit our jobs. We have a video about this too. Quit our job, sold everything, started teaching yoga full-time, and that's what we have been doing for the last 1.5 years, living on the road, living and being at home wherever we are together in whatever country and city we are at.
Yes. Everywhere is our home.
Everywhere is our home, yeah. Let's look through all these lovely questions. There's so many.
Someone said, what's your website? Click below in the description and our website is there.
Someone asked about merchandise. It's in the works. We will announce it when it's available. I think the best thing to stay up to date is to subscribe to our newsletter, also through our website, also in the description below of every single video. You can subscribe to the newsletter, and then you get all the important updates on retreats and teacher trainings, merchandise, and anything else that's kind of going on in our life and that we feel is important to share with you.
Aman, we see your question about 50 times now. So please do not copy and paste it again because you're blowing up the feed. We already actually answered these questions before. And
so just watch the video later. The recording will be on the channel. Just watch it.
Yes. And there's also Get Relief from Your Back Pain. We do have a specific video that we put out maybe 3 weeks ago that talks exactly about that, how to relieve back pain. So go onto our channel, hit the magnifying glass and search back pain, and you'll see the videos there that can help you. We are definitely empathetic to people that have back pain. So we are sending you a lot of love because we have been there too, and it is not fun. So take care of yourself, watch the video, and we are wishing you all the best in your healing journey.
Yeah. How do you train muscles to hold strong poses for a long time? I read this question as, how do I get stronger? The answer, daily practice. So keep showing up every day. In the beginning, it might be too hard. You might have to pause the video, set the knees down, take breaks. If you're focusing now specifically on strength training and getting stronger, yes, our videos will help with that. And yes, some of them are really hard. And yes, some of them you will probably not be able to do in the beginning. That's fine. That's your starting point. Keep showing up every day. Enjoy the journey. Give yourself enough time to recover as well, because in the recovery time is when you actually get stronger and the fibers heal and everything in your body grows stronger. Daily practice. It's the same with getting stronger, getting more fit, getting more cardio, getting in better shape. It's a change of a lifestyle, and that lifestyle you are doing every single day. So every day, good eating, every day, good sleep, every day, low stress, every day, meditation, every day, movement, strength training, working out. And also, of course, some days where you just take it easy and chill. And that routine, we can only give you those pointers, and you need to experiment, try it out, and adjust for yourself. And then hopefully you find a good schedule and routine for you. So someone else is spamming now. Aman, you are again spamming the chat. So please stop spamming it. There's 20 times your question. It's not necessary, and you're also kind of just drowning everyone else's questions. So let's be mindful about everyone else, and please not post your question more than once. Okay, we would really appreciate that.
Thank you. I did have someone ask, how do you increase your feminine energy besides just doing yin yoga? And that's a really great question, and something that I have also been exploring in the past year myself. So I have 2 avenues that I will direct you towards, and both of them are teaching you ways to get in touch with the technology of your womb. So the first one is actually a Facebook group that I joined about 6 months ago, or maybe a year. It's called Women Wellness, but it's actually spelled like womb in, like WOMBEN, like womb N, wellness. And in that Facebook group, there's a ton of information about everything, different things that can be going on with your cycle, or different issues that have come up, or things that you're going through and experiences. I think there is maybe 5,000 women in the group. So there's always a lot of great information in there and resources of stuff that women are sharing. So that is one excellent resource. The second one that I will share, and maybe we'll actually link it below here in the description, is to direct you to my shaman in Ecuador. Her name is Juanita, and she has almost 20 years of womb technology education. And she also does, what's it called? Akashic readings and
Akashic code
readings, and a lot of different incredible things that have to do with the womb. And so she does a lot of womb healing sessions, and she also does one-on-one sessions. And you can just connect with her on WhatsApp, and she'll do a session with you over video. And yeah, you learn so much about your body and your tendencies and your fears, and like what you need to release, and how you can connect deeper, and also how to work with your cycle instead of working against it. So learning about the different cycles throughout the month, and how you can actually shift your schedule and your routine in order to flow more easily with what's going on with your cycle. And once you start doing that in your own life, in your own body, then it really starts to affect everyone else around you as well. So just by taking care of yourself and connecting more with your womb, you're also helping everybody else around you as well. It's actually a really beautiful thing. So her website is ayumedicina.com, which means family medicine. And but I will, again, link it below. And then you can check her out, go to her offerings, and book a one-on-one moon session with her. And she will definitely give you some incredible tips about how you can connect more with your feminine energy.
No, I just lost it. There was some good questions. Oh yeah, okay. Will you give teacher training classes one day? Yes, we will offer teacher trainings. We are currently working on our teacher training for 2022. That will be a 200-hour breathe and flow vinyasa yoga teacher training, probably in the second half of 2022. The best way to stay up to date is to go to our website, subscribe to the newsletter. We will then, and through the newsletter, share more information with you. But yes, we are working on teacher training. There will not be any teacher training content or yoga teacher focused content on YouTube, not yet at least. But there will be in-person teacher training next year and then the years to come, but starting next year.
Yeah, and there's also a specific page on our website, again, under the offerings tab, that just says yoga teacher training. And from there, there's probably 10 questions that are the common questions that we get regarding it. So you can read through that and then subscribe to our newsletter. And once you subscribe, then you also get a pop-up of a sort of secret account that we've been running that you can only get access to if you subscribe to the newsletter through the YTT page. So check it out.
Super excited for offering teacher trainings.
Yes.
For sure. What jobs did you use to have? Curious, since you guys seem to be really good with organic marketing and tuning into what the market wants. To the second part, we just tune into what we feel the people need and what we also feel most authentic to share. So we're actually not specialized in marketing or anything. We basically have a background in project management for software projects. So we're coming from the tech side, and we have been working in the software industry for many years, managing and also developing and working on engineering big software projects. That's our background. Yeah. We have a video on that too. The video right after we quit our jobs and when we started on this beautiful new chapter and adventure in our life. It's also on the channel in the vlogs and yoga lifestyle section.
Yeah. Thank you for the compliment. Sometimes it's very overwhelming because there's so many different platforms and avenues that you can be sharing your information on, and it gets very overwhelming. Yeah. So we are doing our best, just the two of us. So thank you for that compliment and recognizing that we are, trying to be authentic and at the same time get feedback from what you guys are interested in learning. Yeah,
absolutely. Your feedback is always very important. So that's why we do those polls and we read the comments and we love the comments and we kind of see what's going well and then we do more of that.
Yeah.
And we also try things out, like the silent yoga classes we did the last weeks where it was just a timer and no cues and no talking. It was just an experiment to see how it's going and if we should do more of that, because ultimately this is for you, the channel, and not for us. Some handstand questions I see coming in. For that, I will refer to the handstand tutorial video here on YouTube. It's for free. And if you want to dive deeper, I have a full handstand program on Patreon with over 20 videos guiding you from no experience to a 1-minute handstand in the middle of the room. So check it out and you can practice there. Hundreds of people are doing that program right now and having great success with it. We are in touch with those people almost daily and everyone's just doing amazing.
Yeah, we have over 2,000 people now on Patreon.
Yeah.
And that actually leads me to this question now from Stephen. Thank you for your question. Said, loving your Patreon sessions. Are the retreats similar? Yes, the retreats are similar in that the classes are longer, for sure. Usually the classes are 2 hours long, the morning vinyasa. because we also include breath work and meditation, of course, and also myofascial release. So it's a very thorough, long morning practice. And then at night, we do a longer yin. So as far as the length of class goes, yes, it is the same. As far as the style goes, also the same, except for when we teach live, we usually do mandalas. So which means that you turn to the back of the mat. So we can't, well, to back up, mandalas are amazing and we love them and we do them almost every day in our own practice because it's a fun and creative way to kind of get lost in the flow. And still everything in the end ends up being even. So right leg does the same amount of things as the left leg or right arm, left arm, but you're just kind of turning in circles. So it's kind of a fun way to teach a class in that way. But we cannot do that on YouTube, or we choose not to. A lot of other yoga instructors do that on YouTube, but we know that that's not so great to do because usually when people are watching a class, the screen is in front of them. And then as soon as we tell somebody to turn around to the back of the mat, then they're not looking at the screen anymore. So I would say that the classes in our retreats are definitely, more robust and more creative and more interesting and a little bit more crazy because we're able to have more space to do that. Of course, we do hands-on assists. We can read the room a little bit better. We can see where people need to slow down or speed up, and of course, give like one-on-one guidance and help with certain poses. And then also when we teach live, we usually co-teach, especially at the retreats. So every class is co-taught. So we kind of trade off throughout the classes. So.
And in addition to the classes, morning and evening practice, we also do workshops and lifestyle sessions, FAQ sessions. It's a whole yoga lifestyle retreat. Yeah. Yoga as a whole, not just come to the mat, do some poses, and that's it. If you know us, we are far beyond that, and that's not what we're teaching. And in the retreat, we really go into the lifestyle aspect a lot more. So the retreat is really like a full experience of yoga. Everything from the food to the accommodation, the sleep, the practice, everything very well rounded.
Yeah.
Again, some questions coming in about individual topics with injuries and wrist pain and stuff. So we refer you to structural integration again. Question for me from, can't read the name, Syrinx. Do you still practice BJJ when you can? Yes, I do. Currently, it's been pretty tough because we have been on the move a lot, and also lots of gyms here are closed in Peru. So I really don't get to train that much right now. Unfortunately, I miss it a lot. I really want to train again. And hopefully in the next place we're going to, the next places, the gyms are again open and I can again drop in, meet the people there, roll with them and train. It's been pretty inconsistent for me in terms of BJJ, but I'm hopeful that I can again train more and more regularly very soon.
Yeah, and maybe since you're on the BJJ question, someone else asked, how has martial arts training informed your yoga or vice versa? How have they?
Martial arts and yoga is just an amazing combination. I actually started doing judo when I was 6 for 10 years. So way before anything with yoga. And for the last years, I've been doing yoga and BJJ together, and it's just been amazing. It's been helping me that's now focusing more on the physical aspect, to stay injury free, to be a lot more mobile, a lot stronger, a lot better with breathing in weird positions that you sometimes in BJJ. You can just breathe so calmly, you can stay focused. You have strength in a lot different places, and you just move so much better. You just move so much better. And so the yoga really helps the BJJ. I would say the yoga influences the BJJ more than vice versa. So any kind of martial art, really any kind of sport you're doing, highly recommend adding yoga to it, and you will benefit. If it's only from the physical, you will benefit so much from it. But then there's also the breathing and the mindset part that will help you so much with your other activities.
Yeah. Zach asked, are you guys planning a Bali retreat anytime soon? We are not, unfortunately. The last 2 times that we tried to plan retreats in Bali, both of them were canceled due to the pandemic. So for now, we're not planning any in Bali, just until things open up again. But as you probably already know, it's one of our favorite places on earth. So eventually there will be another Bali retreat there. But right now, we don't have plans. plans for it.
Someone asked, what do you think about music and how often, long, and why to listen to music? Music is one of the oldest and most like tribal things for humans to listen to music, to make music, to be around the fire, to dance, to be in community. All these things are just very, very deep ingrained in you being human. And so listening, there's no reason why to listen to music. It's just part of being human. Same with dancing and fire, like I just said. We listen to music every day. Different times of the day require different kinds of music for a different mood. We listen to chill hop a lot. We listen to plant medicine music a lot. We listen to, I don't know,
morning coffee
music. We listen to bedroom music a lot at night.
Yep.
We listen to sleep music sometimes. So it really depends. We use music as oftentimes an amplifier or booster of the current mood that we try to evoke or that we're in.
Yeah.
So music is powerful and it's amazing.
Yeah.
We do it a lot.
Absolutely. And also with that being said, we're also okay with silence. We're okay with no music. And I also think that's very important to make sure that you're not listening to noise in your entire day. Like there also needs to be a point in your day where there is no noise and there is silence, because you learn a lot in that space of silence. And that's when all the wisdom drops in. So not to say that you can't do that with music alongside, but it's better to have stillness and silence. So I think a combination of both. And since we're on the music topic, we do have a Spotify channel. So if you go down below, you can see a link directly that says Music for Yoga, I think.
Yeah.
And there will take you to our channel. And we have over 50 different playlists. And about 40 of them are yoga class or yoga playlists. So they're about 1 hour each. And then every month, on the first of the month, I release a new yoga playlist of the month, which is a 1 hour class. And so that one just got released yesterday. So you can scope out some new beats there. But as we already said, we listen to a lot of different styles of music. So outside of those yoga classes playlists, then we also have 10 other playlists. So we have morning coffee, one called Dharma Tunes, which is great for like road trips or like just getting energized and amplified. We have one that's called Feel the Pulse, and that's like high energy, more intense stuff. But we have several different playlists there. So if you're looking for some fresh new music, you can head to our Spotify channel.
Someone asked if yoga can be used to control the mind and emotions, and because this person's mind is jumping from branch to branch like a monkey. This is exactly why yoga exists, to quiet the voice in your mind, in your head, and to get closer to the heart and to the true self. So you ask the question and yoga is the answer. So keep practicing, spend time in meditation, lots of time in meditation, also do movement and breath work, and then things will unfold as you go, as you walk that path.
Yeah.
Someone asked about alcohol. What do you guys think about it? Do we drink alcohol? Lots of love from Sweden. Thanks so much for the love. It's good to know that alcohol has very strong negative effects on the body. It's very hard on the liver. It has lots of bad effects on your sleep and on your recovery as well. So if you're working out a lot or moving a lot and you drink alcohol, it hinders a lot your performance. So we don't think much of alcohol. That being said, you can really count on one hand the times we drink alcohol a year, probably. Here, a glass of wine. Then again, nothing for months. Maybe another nice occasion. We have maybe a glass of whiskey with ice because it's a very nice special occasion and we feel like this is the right thing now. And then again, nothing for 6 months. Another glass of wine, red wine or something, and that's it. The year's already over. So you can really count on one hand the times we drink alcohol in a year.
Yeah. So we're not super against it. You do what feels good for you. But we also really, really hate having hangovers, to be honest. And we would rather wake up at 5 a.m. and get on with our morning routine and have a productive morning, feel good in our bodies, be able to meditate. And we found on days where we drink the night before, we usually don't have a good morning practice. And in fact, the whole rest of the next day is kind of just off. So it's not for us.
No.
Alcohol is not really for us. But again, like Flo said, we'll have a glass here and there.
So someone asked, is a new yoga program coming up soon? And yes, of course, we are working on new programs. There will be probably a new one in June or July, probably more July. There will be a new program. We have 2 or 3 more programs planned for this year. That's really all the information we can give you right now. But of course, there's more coming. We are thinking about the channel and everything that we can do all the time. So there's lots of ideas cooking.
Yes, we're working on 3 programs. So yeah, there's a lot coming.
Someone is asking what city in Germany we are both from. And I think lots of people still get this wrong or have this wrong impression. Actually, I'm the only one from Germany. So I'm from Germany. Bre's from the US originally. Then I moved to the US, and that's where I met Bre, and then we lived there together, and the story continues from there. We have many videos on that topic as well. And I am originally from Stuttgart in the south of Germany. Do we take any vitamins or supplements? So again, anything related to our diet and our food is on the website. We also list all the supplements we take in addition. And there's also, again, lots of book resources that dive deeper into the studies and the facts of what you should be taking and why not. So we try our best to give you, we try our best to tell you what we do, but then we don't recommend doing this. You do the same. Instead, we give you all the books and documentaries and studies and all the facts so you can read it all. So yes, it takes time. You have to put in some work to educate yourself on all of these topics. But then you can make your own decisions. It's always best if you are informed and you can make your own decisions. You know exactly why. Yeah. And you don't just trust us because don't trust us.
Yes, don't believe everything you hear. I do want to answer this question. Someone asked, as a 200-hour teacher, should I do myofascial release training or Thai yoga massage? What one is better?
Do both.
I would say both would be great, but if you really had to choose between the two, I think if you're really going down the route of being a yoga instructor and you're doing those trainings in order to amplify and increase and deepen your training around yoga, then I would say you should go with myofascial release training because it's a lot more practical and easy to do in a group setting when everyone has their own myofascial release ball, and then you can demo and explain to people on how to do a massage. Whereas if you get certified in Thai yoga massage, it's great, but it's not incredibly practical, especially in a group setting. You're not able to go around and like do certain massage techniques on people. And also when you're teaching a yoga class, it's also, you can't really slow down. You have maybe 5 breaths while somebody is holding downward dog to be able to do something. So I would recommend doing myofascial release.
Someone asked, how often do you do the same practice /flow? Do you change up your practice? We actually never do the same flow, and we also both don't plan our own practice. Every day we step on the mat, we tune in, we feel what's good, what's coming up, we start to move, and the things will evolve as we flow, as we practice. We also did a video about this topic actually many years ago. And this is, of course, not something that works for everyone because we are teachers. That's what we do. That's what we live and breathe and think of all the time. So we are so connected to the body, know all the systems behind, all the methods behind sequencing, so we can make up our flow on the fly for our own practice. And then if you like what we did, we write it down, we modify it a little bit, and then we record a video and teach it to you in the video or in person at retreats, classes, and so on. So it's always changing. Someone asked if we're coming to Envision in Costa Rica. We're planning on it to come to Envision in Costa Rica.
Yes.
And message us when you're there, and hopefully we can meet up.
Yeah.
Someone asked if we're coming to Puerto Vallarta in June. Yes, we will be in that area because we are teaching our Mexico yoga retreat beginning of July. in Sayulita, which is exactly that area. All the retreats for this year sold out within 1 week. And so we have Mexico in July, Austria in September, and Ecuador in December as our retreats for this and offerings for this year. And they all sold out within 1 week.
Yes. So Raul, if you're still in Puerto Vallarta in June, then message us on Instagram, maybe at the beginning of July. And when our retreat gets done on July 6th, we're still going to be in Sayulita for a few days. So we're happy to meet up for a coffee if you're around.
All right. I think I made it almost to the bottom now with the questions.
Wow.
I think we went through, this was a pretty productive, efficient live stream. We went through most of the questions, I think. And still people are there. So thanks, guys, for staying with us. It's amazing to see all the thumbs up, all the likes on this live stream. And we see almost 250 people joining or still watching us. I hope your Sunday is going well and you're feeling good. We just finished our own practice right before this live stream, and we actually added some pulse classes after that to finish really strong, and we loved it. Of course, we were terribly out of breath because of the elevation, the altitude.
Yeah. So if you would have seen, I thought about throwing a camera up so you could see us like running around the room, setting everything up because we were just like sweating and working hard, breathing hard, and then like jump in the shower and set up the camera. And it was kind of funny.
It's amazing. The altitude is no joke. It's real. We are extremely healthy, fit people, and we thought, and also we can adapt very quickly to extreme conditions. And we thought it's going to be fine a couple of days, and we're good. The other day, I did a meditation and measured my heart rate during the meditation with the Aura ring, and I think my heart rate was at 100 beats per minute during meditation. I was like, what the heck is going on? This is usually,
tell them what you're,
usually it's around 50 or something, like pretty low. But because of the altitude, it's everything is elevated.
Yeah.
We are elevated. Heart rate is elevated.
Yes.
Our mood is elevated.
It's some serious work.
All right. Custom, should we do 3 more questions or?
Yeah.
Let's wrap up.
Yeah. Maybe we should just wrap up. There is something I do want to touch on, but I'll keep it very brief. But we've had a few people ask. What are our thoughts on COVID, the current state of the world? What's going to be like in the future? Just kind of questions like that. So we'll keep this brief, but we just want to say that, we're hopeful in the world that everything will be okay in the end. And a lot of this situation is just noise, and it's a lot to distract you and to create separation. So we believe that what's most important is taking care of your health first and foremost, taking care of your family, taking care of your community, finding ways to just be healthy in your body, and most importantly, stay healthy in the mind. So continuing with your daily practice of yoga, whether that's on our channel or anywhere else, however you can find ways in your day to help you become present, is going to be so beneficial during this time. We also get a lot of questions like, are you still traveling, and what it's like to travel? And it seems scary and all of this. And we can just say openly and honestly that it's not scary at all. It's actually really awesome. A lot of people are struggling pretty hard because they're in the tourism industry and they have no income. And so when we come and travel and we are able to talk to someone at the market, and it's actually really refreshing because there's way less people there, and you can actually sit down and have a conversation with these people and enjoy a cup of tea with them and do some storytelling. And it's just a different energy than it was a couple years ago when we were traveling and everything felt like everyone was like maybe only talking to us because they wanted money, or they're really rushed, or everything is urgent or fast or loud. And now things have just chilled out a little bit. People are a lot more patient and things are just a lot more quiet. And many countries are already open, and many countries are now trying to encourage people to travel and come and visit because they need to boost their tourism. They need to get their economy back going. So take some time to explore some other countries, especially if you're someone who is working from home. And every day you're just opening up your laptop and you work in your apartment and that's your day, and you're still scared to travel, then I invite you to explore what countries are open. And you can also head to Mexico maybe and be in an Airbnb by the beach and by the ocean and still be doing your job fully, completely, but you're in maybe a healthier and happier space, and maybe you have more sunshine and more of a community vibe and whatever it is. So every single city around the world is handling COVID differently. And so I think it's also very important to not judge other people for what they're doing. And there's a lot of finger pointing. There's a lot of cancel culture. There's a lot of toxicity going around. Like, this is what I do in my city, and why is this person not doing that?
And if you're not doing it, you're getting judged and everything. And
yeah.
So with all of this stuff happening, all the negativity, it's just creating more separation.
Yeah.
You are worse, why are you doing this, and you are not as good as me, and we can do better, and all these things. And we need to take a moment and take a pause and actually notice what's going on, and the separation it creates between humans. And it is nothing new, it's just amplified now a lot in the current world situation, but it's always been there. And we have to take a pause and transcend and remind ourselves that we are all in this together. And we all want for our family the best. We want for us to be healthy. We want for our kids to be healthy, for our partner, for our
parents,
relatives. We want them to be all healthy. Yeah. And we all take different actions to get there. But this is what unites us and what connects us all, that we all have this drive and this desire to be healthy and happy for us and for our family. And so we need to come back to this and remind us that we are all in this. The world will continue. Life has to go on. We are all doing our best. We all choose different actions to get there. And so let's not judge other people if they're doing this or if they're not doing this or if they're doing that and not that.
Yeah.
They're all doing their best. Let's assume they're all doing their best. And you are also doing your best, and you focus on you. And as soon as you judge and you put other people down, you're moving away from the love and the peace and the union that we all want as humans, as a basic desire. And to like a thing to move towards in this lifetime.
Yeah. Come back to that space of remembering that we're all connected. We're all energetically connected, and the love is always there. So the farther you go away from that love, the more painful and the more suffering that this entire situation creates. So
one really important message is take care of yourself. Yes. There's a lot going on in the media. There's a lot going on social media, on mainstream media, like anywhere where you look, there's a lot going on. A lot of noise. You can take the time to fully dive into this rabbit hole, but it has no end. And it will only affect your mind and your mood and your health in a negative way. So it's good to be informed. Do your research. Hopefully it's independent research. Hopefully it's studies that you're reading, some things that are not funded by whoever. So do lots of research in different directions. Get all the information, then add the things together, form your own opinion. You don't have to follow someone else's opinion, make your own. But the most important thing is with all of this to stay healthy. It can really quickly suck you in so much that you suffer from it mentally. You get depressed, and then it affects your body. We know how the body and mind connection is so strong, so it affects your whole being. So be aware and mindful of that. Be aware and mindful of your state. Everything in moderation. Do some research and then put it away. Focus on you. Go for a nice walk. Spend some time with your family. Do a practice. Do a meditation. Eat healthy. Sleep well. There's many things you can do to stay healthy these days, but especially these days, it's really about the consciousness, and we don't want this to be more of a consciousness crisis that it already is. So you really need to take care of your mental state and take care of yourself, and then you can make it through it.
Yes.
Some final words on this topic. That's all we want to share at this point on this topic.
Yeah. So we hope that helped you with our standpoint on where we see the world.
And also our channel we see our contribution to this. We see ourselves as being in service to help you to stay positive, to stay healthy, to stay strong in the body and the mind and in your being. And so this is our contribution to it. While everyone is still at home, some people are still at home, some people are already back to normal life. Some of you watching are like, oh, life is normal again. Some people are now still at home for weeks or months and still continuing. So we are offering all of this stuff on YouTube for free to hope that you stay healthy, happy, and find more peace and love in your heart, and you can connect to that more every single day. We have about 60 or so thousand people practicing with us every single day. So that's quite a few every minute if you break it down. So even if you are alone in your apartment in this big city that you're in, know that this minute there's hundreds of other people practicing with you doing the same thing. So you are not alone. They're also showing up and they're doing their best.
Yeah, absolutely. So keep showing up, keep doing your best. And I think we should wrap it up. We're now well over an hour. Thank you all so much for dialing in, for providing and writing such thoughtful questions, and for all of the love. It's just amazing. My heart is going to explode, and we're so grateful to be here on this journey with you. And again, you can click in the description below to check out all the different links and avenues to the stuff that we mentioned here in the live stream. And we will see you all again very soon.
And if you want more of this Q&A stuff, again, we're going live just like this every single month on Patreon. Again, all the info below in the description. Check it out. And it's a lot less people, a lot less questions. So there's more of a guarantee that we will get to your question specifically. Thank you all so much for the support and for helping us keeping this dream and this mission going to help the world move more towards love and peace and happiness. Thank you so much, guys.
We love you.
We love you very much, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.